Welcome to another episode of Positivity. Thank you all for joining. I'm super excited for this episode. We have here the Honorable Nutrition by Tanya. Everybody knows of her, about her, seen her products in every supermarket as well. She has 12 locations and a team of over 50 people. Kanaina Hara. She has her own cookbooks, and she has her own columns in multiple magazines. To me, it's just fascinating, and that's why I've always looked up to you, like what you have done with your name. Like in our community, we don't see this often, where somebody creates a name for themselves and then they go and products come out and they want to put your name on their product. I mean, this is like, I see it as the Trump era, like, but for Jews, like,
That's
like you're
funny.
pretty awesome, where people are paying you to put your name on their product. You've revolutionized the way that we see health and the way people do diets. And to be honest, I don't even know like if it works or the results that you get, and that's something that we can discuss right now. Like I haven't spoken to somebody that personally worked with you. I know my mother always has your cookies in the freezer, so she definitely is a fan of yours. Like, and I've seen it, but I was mainly inspired by the branding and the courage that it takes to run a business on that aspect. And I'm also personally passionate about health, so I feel like you're the perfect candidate for that. So tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got into this, and what's right now the hot topics and the newest invention
Okay.
in your world.
Okay. First of all, thank you for that beautiful introduction. I'm very
Yeah.
honored. Okay, so let's go back. 20 years ago, when I was pregnant with my first child, I had
Hmm.
gained 50 pounds,
Yeah.
50.
Yeah.
And
Oh my.
in the sounds like a lot.
Yeah.
So in that, after having that child, I wanted to lose the weight. So I was actually headed to law school. I always wanted to become a lawyer, and I was already applying to law schools or whatever.
Hmm.
And for the first time in my life, I started eating healthy, exercising. I fell in love with it, and I decided to go for nutrition instead.
Right.
So my parents were like devastated. They were like, "You were supposed to become a lawyer, whatever." But I really felt good about it, and I went for nutrition instead. And I also became a personal trainer. So my goal was like kind of like to just work part time. Like, why do I need to be like a full time lawyer? And I'm just gonna work part time
Yeah.
and raise my kids, right? Do a little personal training, do some whatever nutrition counseling, and then like somehow I don't know how like it went from one location to two locations to hiring staff to adding
Hmm.
services.
So
And
originally,
yeah,
what was the first thing that you started? It's impressive. What was the first thing that you started doing? Was it the nutrition or the exercise, the training?
exercise,
So training, okay.
exercise classes,
And you had
yes.
locations for the exercise
No,
classes,
no,
or
like someone's basement in Bar
right,
Park, on Miss Avenue, just a nice group of ladies just
right.
exercising.
Okay, and when that grew out or was full already, then that's when you opened the second location?
Yeah, actually, her husband said to her, that's it. It's annoying,
Yeah.
all that basement stuff. Tell Tanya she has to find a place. So
Wow.
there was a storefront for rent, like a block and a half away, like off of McDonald Avenue.
Hmm.
And this is like, we're talking like 18, 20 years ago. It was like over $3,000 a month.
Yeah.
Like now that would be a good deal. But then it was like very risky. And I'm like, okay, great, let's do it. So
Hmm.
rented a storefront.
Wow, no hesitation. I mean, did you worry
Probably
that it maybe is gonna
hesitation.
work out? How will people,
Right.
perceive it?
Probably hesitation, but I kind of just jumped into it.
Okay, and when did the food start? When did you start doing your own cookies and cakes and all these things?
So, about like 10 years ago, when I kept hearing over and over from people, I love your diet, but I miss my cookies, or I love your diet, but I miss eating lasagna, or this is great, I'm losing weight, but like, when am I going to eat
So from the
muffins?
exercise, you created a diet plan that you were sharing with people. You were a nutritionist. You were sitting down with
Yes.
them,
Yes.
listening to their problems, and then giving them a plan to follow, right?
Not everyone has problems. Some people
Whatever, like
just,
hearing their story. I mean, for
yes,
them, it's a
yes,
problem usually.
yes.
And then you would give them a plan to follow. But then you notice that people also were missing their cookies or food. Okay.
So we started with muffins.
Yeah.
That's like our still our number one, like that and cookies. We started with creating that. Well,
Hmm.
no, let me backtrack. First, I looked, I mean, so used to saying we because we're a team, but it was really just me.
Right.
I looked for cookies that I would approve or muffins that I would approve, but there was nothing out there. So I'm like, okay, we need to create our own.
Right.
I need to create my own. So I created my own. And then after that came cookies, and after that came food.
Hmm. Okay. My next question is, when did you start also working with brands? Because many brands have approved by Tanya. When did that come along? Was it the brand's idea? Was it your idea to give your approval? And so
Right.
when you started this, did you have a vision of having your name on random products in the
No.
grocery? Okay, so
No
how did
visions,
that come
no
about?
business plans, no visions. Like if someone would tell me that we would have what we have now, I would be like, yeah, okay, funny. Like it wasn't the plan.
Hmm.
It really
It's
just,
an empire. It's
but not on purpose.
mhm.
Really not on purpose. It's funny because like it wasn't like a plan to make it like that. So we again, not we. I at the time it was I would look for items that I could recommend to my clients, right?
Yeah.
And then I think one of our first companies was Mahadran. They said, you recommend our products a lot.
Oh wow.
We want to work with you.
Hmm.
We also work with Pas and Shibboleh Matzah. So they come to us and they say like, hey, we want to have your, Shibbolem, Strites, like we want to put your name on our products.
Wow, impressive. Um, I want to get into the controversial question: is a muffin even healthy? And how do you
Okay,
make
that's a
a
great
healthy
question.
muffin,
Okay, that's a great question.
or cookies for that
Okay,
matter?
right, that's a great question. So, is it healthier to eat only things that grow from the ground or from the tree, right? Technically, yes, but let's get real. Most people are not going to do that, right?
Hmm.
So, like, it's either they're going to eat the healthiest possible muffin and stay on track, lose weight, keep it off, or they're going to pretend that they're holier than thou, never touch anything again, but then 3 days later or a week later, they're back to their
Yeah,
old habits.
yeah,
So, this is like almost like lehavdil, like an analogy, like a vape. Is it better to just quit smoking and do nothing? Yeah.
yeah.
But like at least there's vapes,
Right,
right?
right, right. Very interesting. So you're saying, and what do you actually put into this muffin that makes it a better muffin than what you can get in an average bakery or from an
So
average
it's
company?
it's literally half the calories, half the fat,
Mhm.
half the carbs. We add protein, so it's filling. A lot of muffins, like even if you could afford the calories, just make you crave more sugar
Uh-huh. And this
because they
one?
spike your blood sugar. No, it's very, very filling.
Hmm.
You could eat it for breakfast, you could eat it for a snack. It's very filling.
Wow, impressive. Okay, so if somebody wants to get started with a health journey, let's say they want to lose 20 pounds, what's the best way that either you can help them, or what's the best way that they can start today and help themselves potentially?
So that's a really good question. Like if somebody obviously it's better to go to someone and get a customized plan, but like let's
And
say
how important is that? Because some people are
yeah,
like, I know exactly what I'm supposed to do, and whatever. Like, yeah, I'm sorry for interrupting.
everyone knows what they're supposed to do, right? Like
Right.
you do social media management, right? Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure the stuff you tell people, they technically know what to do. But
Right.
unless they're paying someone,
Yeah.
unless someone is checking on them and they're accountable to them,
That's
right?
a good point.
Right? Like everyone knows what to do, especially these days when you could Google anything and everyone's smarter than they used to be,
Right.
right? I mean, at least supposed to be, right? Everyone knows what to do. But when you're getting weighed, when you're paying money, right? You know what's interesting? When someone wins a prize, let's say we donate a prize to a hotel auction, free nutrition package.
Yeah.
99% of the time, that person does not take it seriously because
Oh
they didn't pay for it.
wow.
You
Wow.
have to pay for something to take it
Very
seriously,
interesting.
right?
Okay, right.
Yeah.
So you're saying it's not just about how much you can help them. Technically, what you do, everybody can do for themselves, but you're the one holding them accountable. So that's the value,
That
most of the value that you bring.
that holding them accountable, and also a lot of people they're too like machmir on themselves. Like they have good intentions, but they're like never touching cake, I'm never touching cookies,
Hmm.
I'm never drinking alcohol, blah
Right,
blah.
right, right. They
And
go
we
very extreme.
right, and we kind of take them and we're like, no, you don't need to do that. Like
Yeah,
let me help you like figure it out, you know?
yeah, I understand. Wow. Um, okay, so what is the easiest way to get rid of 20 pounds for any average person listening
You're
to this?
asking easiest or fastest or most effective long term? Like what are you asking?
All of the above.
All of the above. Okay. Look, it's not a big deal to lose 20 pounds. It's a
Right.
much bigger deal to do it the right way and to keep it off, right?
Yeah.
Almost anybody could go do something extreme, lose 20 pounds, right? Look at all the people losing weight before Simcha.
Right.
A minute later, by the time Sheva Brachos is over, that's it, right?
Yes.
The big deal is to actually do it correctly without damaging your metabolism, right? So that is a normal, sustainable plan with breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, water. But what I was going to say earlier, like if someone is watching this and you, for some reason, you can't afford to go to a nutritionist or you don't want to or whatever, if you could take away like one thing is people don't do is to drink at least 8 to 10 cups of water every single day. Like just that you should be losing weight from.
Why is that?
Because water is one of the only ways to speed up your metabolism. It prevents hunger. It flushes out toxins. It's
Hmm.
really underrated.
Hmm. Are you finding that most people are like not drinking enough water at all?
It's probably I talk about water like 90% of my day,
Right.
literally.
Hmm. Um, wow, it's very interesting because I think that the obesity rate is really going up right now, and a lot of people are struggling
Even though
with their weight.
Ozempic rate is going up, obesity rate is also going up. So it's like, what happened, right?
Right. So what's the story with Ozempic? What happened here? And then you told me about a nice alternative that you created. Tell me what happened. What's is Ozempic good? Is it bad? What's been your experience?
Um, I don't know long term. No one knows long term. Like whenever people ask me, I always say like I don't know more than anybody else knows, right?
Right.
Like I don't know what's gonna be in 5 years. I don't know what's gonna be in 10 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's scary. It's unknown, right?
Yeah.
Bottom line, does it work? Yeah, right? But at what expense, right? Meaning you are slowing down your metabolism, right? You're injecting yourself with God knows what,
Right.
right? And you're not learning a thing. The second you get off of it, you are like a bottomless pit. You just can't get enough. Like you're so hungry.
Right. Oh wow. Okay. And what alternative did you come up recently? You gave out a new vitamin.
Yeah, so we have a vitamin called Vitathin. It's basically completely natural, safe. It is an appetite suppressor. So you take it twice a day and it helps you with your appetite. So it's a great alternative, especially for people getting off of Ozempic that are feeling like I just can't get enough. This
Right.
is a great alternative for them.
Yeah, I have a deeper question, which is what's happening that we even need suppressors? Like,
Great
what's
question.
happening here? Like, is I'm just as you're saying it, I'm thinking, okay, well, for the person that's out of control, I can see why it's a good idea. But how did we even get to this place?
That's a great
Why don't we
question.
have a
Right.
normal relationship with
That's a
food?
great question. That's like the
Okay.
$1 million question. That's a great
All
question.
right. So what's happening?
Um, what's happening? First of all, in our Jewish world, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not many things are socially acceptable. You're a man, so you have more socially acceptable than women. Like you could drink, you could smoke, you could vape. No one's gonna judge you, right?
Yeah.
But what is like the number one socially acceptable thing to do? Eat,
Right.
right? Food became like the like entertainment,
Oh
the
wow.
stress relief, right?
Yep.
I'll go as far as to say the food in Lakewood especially became almost like a avodah zarah,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like donuts on Hanukkah, are like
Right.
literally like a avodah zarah,
They
right?
people turn to this for comfort.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I
yeah.
can relate to it. I can see for myself how I would sometimes order food late at night and stuff like that. So you're saying this is the reason why the only way out is an appetite suppressor
No,
because
no,
it's
no. It is
okay.
not the only way out. No, it's not the only way out. But because we
You're saying this is how the unhealthy relationship was built?
no, yeah, that's how the unhealthy relationship is built. Also, because we're so busy that we don't have time to process. Am I full? Am I hungry? We don't. We're running, doing. By the time we realize we didn't eat, of course we're starving, right?
Right, right.
We just grab something that's available. Uber Eats is on our phone. Everything is open till 2 in the morning. Lakewood Bar Park, right? Like we just have like everything, right? The access to everything, right? But it's not the only way. No, if somebody really truly wants to like do the deep inner work, right? First of all, I work a lot with people on emotional eating, one on one and in groups and on an online course, right? But you could get to know yourself. You could learn your hunger signals. You could do a lot of things, but people don't have patience, right?
Mhm.
Everybody wants like quick, right? So for that reason, we created an alternative to Ozempic.
Right. Wow. It's really inspiring and impressive to see how you've mastered figuring out like what's happening in many ways in our community. What is the number one food that people mistake and think that it's healthy, but really it's not?
Acai bowls.
Oh, okay. So tell me about acai bowls
Acai
because I
bowls.
love them. I get them by pliables, and my
Okay, so how many calories do you think are in a side bowl? Let's
so
see.
yeah, my father always jokes that the reason they don't put it on the bowl is because it has too many calories
So
to
what
even
would you
write it out.
think? What would you guess?
I know because I'm into health, so I've researched and I saw on their website that an average bowl has 1,000 calories.
Okay,
So what's
so
up
most
with that?
people do not know this.
Right. So
Yeah.
what's up with that? Why does it have so much calories? Isn't acai
Um,
a berry? Are they adding sugar and just not telling anybody?
Probably sugar, but even the butters, like the almond butter, the peanut butter, the nuts, the seeds, the granola,
Chocolate, yeah.
right? It's like having an
Every
ice
spoon of
cream,
that is 100 calories.
right? It's like having ice cream,
Right.
but like almost, but like okay, it has some fruits and some
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah. Can
right?
there be a healthy acai bowl?
We created it. We have our own
And where are you selling it?
in
Can
all our look. I'll give you one after. I have one here.
Yeah, it's in the freezer,
It's in the freezer.
so it takes probably a half hour to defrost or
You could put it
something.
in the microwave for a minute.
Really?
You could defrost it, like let's say overnight, have it the next morning. Yeah.
Oh wow,
Ours is around 250 calories, which is like
wow.
four for the price of one
Yeah,
calorie
yeah,
wise.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. That's interesting. I mean, acai itself is a berry, right?
Right.
And it's natural sugars only,
Right.
but they add other stuff.
Everything. No one's eating an acai packet out of an acai packet. Like
Right.
all the whatever.
Okay, very interesting. And let's talk about exercise because that's also something that's extremely underrated. Like, how much exercise do you recommend from the research you've made, and what's the best exercise to
Okay,
lose weight?
so first of all, exercise does not make you lose weight. I just want to clarify that.
Okay,
Okay, it does not make you lose weight
why?
because it doesn't. Because
Is this your own research or it's backed by research? I mean,
so
I'm just
it's not
curious.
official research, but I see all the time that people, let's say I have two people that start the same weight, the same height, the same goals. One exercises, one doesn't. The one that exercises not losing more weight or faster,
Right.
but that person will be more toned, more firm. Um, he or she can lose inches, fit into smaller clothing, but they're not going to lose more weight.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So what is the difference between losing weight and inches?
Right. So weight is from food, right? When you reduce your food and you have less calories, you lose numbers on the scale,
Yeah.
right? Inches, like a good analogy is like, let's say you take Play Doh, right?
Yeah.
Play Doh is like mushy all over the place, right? Then you squish it together, right? The Play Doh didn't lose any weight. On the scale, it would weigh the same thing, right?
Right.
But now the Play Doh takes up less space,
Ah, okay,
right?
I understand. Yeah.
Like if Play Doh were to wear a size, it would go from like a size 10 to a size 8 type of thing, but
Yeah.
same number on the scale,
Yeah.
right?
So basically, you're saying that, right. So basically, if I exercise, I might look better, but if I eat healthy, I might feel better, like feel lighter
And
and
you'll lose weight. But an underrated benefit of exercise, which is huge, is the mental benefits, like
right.
the good mood, the how much it helps with depression and anxiety. That's underrated. People don't realize. And of course, it's healthy. It's good for your heart. It's good for your bones, for your joints.
To have less body fat
To have less
on you.
body fat, but also the exercise itself,
Right.
right? To reduce cancer risk, all that, just not for weight loss.
Right. Right. I understand. Which one do you think is more beneficial, generally speaking, for somebody to exercise or for somebody to watch what they're eating?
Beneficial for what? Like, what's their goal?
Um, to feel better.
So both, because look, if someone wants to lose weight, they must diet, right? Exercise is like the cherry on top, but the problem is when people take on too much, they do nothing, right?
Yeah.
So if I would tell my clients, okay, here's a plan, and now also exercise, they're not going to do it. So I
Right.
tell them, focus on the food. We'll get to the exercise later.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right. Um, do you always find that a reduction of food will make a reduction in weight, or sometimes people are not even eating the right food to help them burn calories, like fruits and
So
vegetables?
it's not usually that. It's not usually that they're not eating the right food. Reduction, but you can't just tell people eat less. You have to give them what to eat in the right portions and the right combinations, right? Like let's say I told you like go eat 5 gushers with a sour stick, right? Calorie wise, you're fine, right?
Yeah.
You're probably low, but like you wouldn't be full. You wouldn't like you wouldn't feel good. You wouldn't have energy, right?
Yeah.
So it's also the combinations.
Right. The combination of what you eat. Um, right. It's it's very very interesting because I think so many people have mistakes around around this topic. No, I mean,
Yeah, there's a lot of misinformation.
okay, so run me through like what's a healthy diet for an average person from the morning till at night. What's a healthy breakfast look like?
Right. So it's not really like every person gets a specific plan based on what they like, but definitely the structure should be breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner,
Hmm.
right? A couple of fruits, vegetables at every meal, and every single meal has a protein and a starch, so it's balanced.
Hmm. So for breakfast, for examples, is it healthy to eat breakfast? Is it healthy to have a slice of bread? What's the
Yeah, definitely. People are very afraid of bread. Like we totally put bread on the plan.
white bread? Because now
No,
sourdough bread is very popular.
right. That's also a
Is
myth.
sourdough healthy? Is it not?
Healthy, totally not dietetic.
Yeah. So
Totally not dietetic, just healthy.
wow. Okay. Not dietetic, but healthy. Is it actually healthy
Yeah,
or
healthier.
healthier? Okay,
Healthier.
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 Like in moderation.
Yeah.
Okay. So a healthy breakfast, somebody can have one slice of bread.
Depends. Like let's say a guy like you,
Yeah.
right? For men we give more, right?
Okay.
A guy like you would get 2 or 3 breads. A
Okay.
woman that has 5 pounds to lose would get 1 bread,
Right.
right?
Okay. And then let's say I usually eat for breakfast 4 eggs. So is
Four
that
whole
healthy?
eggs,
Yeah. Is that too
right?
much?
It's
Or
too
three?
much.
Some days I do three.
It's too
Is
much.
that too much?
Yeah. You would
Okay.
get like either 1 egg and 3 whites or 2 eggs max.
Okay. And then today I ate avocado, a half avocado. Is avocado healthy?
So avocado is healthy, but it's a fat, right? So a portion would be a quarter of an avocado. People mistake avocado for a protein. It's not a protein. It's a
Mm-hmm.
fat. So you would just need to add a protein also.
Mm-hmm. But it's like probably the healthiest fat.
Was one of the healthiest fats.
Right. And then I feel like most people go wrong with lunch because that they get a bagel, a baguette, a sandwich,
Or they skip it,
or they
right?
skip it altogether. They eat a Danish or a cookie. What does a healthy lunch look like?
Definitely some vegetables, a salad, protein,
Mm-hmm.
and then a little bit of a grain. Like it could be either like I love the Royal bagels, which are only 70 calories.
Oh wow.
It could be a small sweet potato. But that also, I'm not naming places, but there are places that sell salads that a salad could easily be over 1,000 calories. Like you also have
How
to be
is that? How
careful.
does a salad get to a
Chia,
thousand?
not chia seeds, the seeds that they add, right?
Mm-hmm.
If there's croutons, cheeses, dressings, dressing could be over 200 calories, just
Right,
the
just two
dressing,
spoons of dressing.
right?
Right, right. You're right. Wow. I started using oil as a dressing. I think that oil is still the
What kind of oil?
healthiest. I use like a premium olive oil or
Okay,
something like
olive
that,
oil is
or
good.
yeah, or
That's good.
avocado oil or whatever, anything. But I feel
That's
like
good.
it's a lot healthier
But
than.
as long as you put a little bit,
Uh-huh. What about okay? And what about dinner? What's an average healthy dinner?
protein like chicken, fish, or even red meat a few times a week, just not every day.
Right.
Um, a grain like we don't put bread at night, but like let's say like rice, sweet potato,
Why is
quinoa,
there no bread
couscous,
at night?
because that takes longer to digest, especially combined with
Ah,
flakes, and vegetables.
right. Okay. Dairy or meat? Which one do you think, in your opinion, which one is healthier?
Meat, as in red meat, or flakes in
Yeah,
general.
red meat versus cheese, because cheese is protein. I mean, cheese is one of the four proteins, right?
Right.
So milk, or in general, do you think milk is healthy?
Yeah, it's fine. I have nothing against it. A lot of people come to me and they're like, I'm off dairy. And I'm like, why? And they're like, I don't know. I heard I should be. Like,
I also heard I should be like, so that's
if
why I'm
somebody
asking.
has a
But
reason
just
to
find that
be,
milk works for me.
yeah,
So
it's fine. It's fine. Whatever works. Like when we're working with kids, if we don't let them eat cream cheese, for example, they're not following this plan, right? So when we work with kids, we do very kid friendly things like peanut butter, cream cheese, right? If
yeah,
I'm working with an adult, I could easier say, have a piece of chicken.
right, right. I understand. Um, Calorie diets. What do you think of that? Where people get to basically choose how much calories they're putting into their body.
Well, it's not really choose. I'm assuming they go based on a recommendation, like Google or a nutritionist
Yeah,
or right. So it's fine. The problem is it doesn't structure your day. So like, what if I just go at like 10 in the morning, eat all my calories, and then eat nothing the rest of the day, right?
right.
Or like the opposite, I eat nothing all day. I'm saving all my calories for night,
Mm-hmm.
and then at night I overload,
Right, right,
right? So I don't love it. It's better than nothing, I guess, but it's still better to structure your day and space it out.
right. So from what I understand, like your diet is really about creating like a healthy balance, a schedule, a system, a routine, something that works for the long term. There is no like it's not a quick fix. It's not an extreme in any way. It's not
Right.
something that comes off as super difficult to do, like a hard diet or something like that.
Correct.
Is how custom is it towards every person, by the way? Like, and
So
how do you
it's right,
customize it?
it's custom, meaning like men and women get different things, right? If someone is pregnant or someone is nursing, we work accordingly.
Right.
If someone has a health condition, we work accordingly, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a big difference between someone who has 5 pounds to lose or 150 pounds to lose. They get
Right.
different amounts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever they like or don't like. Like we have a lot of like Sephardic clients that have specific foods they eat, and we have Ashkenaz clients that eat completely
Right. Right.
different
Right.
foods, you know? So it really depends on the person.
Yeah. What's the most popular Hasidish food? Is
Kishka, kugel,
I
tomeu,
absolutely love kishka.
tomeu. Why is everyone starving on Friday afternoon? Like, how come you're not starving on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? Like, why are you
Right.
all starving on Friday afternoon, right?
I'm just saying, there's no way I'm cutting kishka out of my diet.
Right. So let's say a guy
It's
like
so
you,
good.
like if you said that to most nutritionists, they'd be like, "Do you want to lose weight or not?
Right.
Like my way or the highway," right? If you say that to us, right, even though we really don't recommend kishka, we might make it work. Like maybe we'll find a way to make it
Right.
work.
Like a quarter kishka.
Like whatever, we'll figure it out. Like
A lot of people
yeah.
talk about the FDH diet. You ever heard of that?
FDH, what does it stand
Yeah,
for?
it means Fres the half.
Oh,
You ever
I
heard of this
never heard.
concept? So yeah, which is basically if you want to eat something, you're craving something, just eat half of it, basically.
I mean, how many halves are we talking
So
about?
yeah,
Like
exactly.
if you keep having
Good
half and
question.
half and half, you're I don't know. I don't know about that.
I have a personal question. I want to know for myself. Like I've been around 250 pounds now for a while. I mean, it sounds like a lot, but I'm 6 feet tall almost. So I have to lose about 30 pounds to be at a regular, maybe even more. And I'm curious to learn why I'm not losing weight. Like I'm very conscious about what I eat. I do an insane amount of exercise, which now makes sense because, like you said,
It's not for
exercise does
weight
right.
loss, okay?
So I'm curious to learn what am I doing wrong? Like, is it wrong for me that on Shabbos I cheat on cake and stuff like that? Is that the reason why I can't seem to lose weight?
So look, replace weight with the word money, right? If you
Okay,
were a financial advisor and I came to you and I said, I don't know why I'm not saving money. I'm so careful. I don't think I'm a big spender. I don't buy Chanel every day. I don't travel to Europe every year,
right,
right? Why am I not saving money? So you would tell me, either I'll make you a custom plan of how to spend your money, or for the next couple of weeks, you're going to write down for me every single thing you spend money on.
wow,
And chances are, when you sit down with me, you're going to say, hey, you're spending $8 a day on your latte. How about making that at home,
right,
right? Little things like that. Like it's not usually one thing. It's like usually like little things that are adding up, you know?
wow. I never thought about that. That's very well answered. I mean, and it makes sense because yeah, it probably does add up to a lot of things during my day. And I guess I'm on a plan where I'm maintaining weight instead of even trying to lose weight.
Yeah,
And
and
so
maintaining
losing
weight is
weight,
also effort.
right? So that's what I've been doing for many years now, maintaining weight. The question is, how do I shift gears into losing actual weight
Right. So that's where the analysis part comes in, where
to see?
you have
Right,
to identify like where are my little like Target trip purchases or
right,
Starbucks purchases or whatever.
right,
It's usually little things. It's not usually anything big. Big things people know about. It's the little things that people are like,
right. Is a pound a week to lose realistic?
definitely. You could lose more than that. Especially a man could lose more than that.
Hmm. Why men lose weight faster? So I've heard. I mean,
Men definitely lose weight faster than women.
uh-huh. Is there like a specific reason
Yeah,
to
they
give
have
chizik to all the women that are gonna listen? Like why
because
are
life's
they
not fair and men have
exactly?
it easier. No, because men have more muscle naturally in their body and muscle burns fat, so they have an
Ah,
easier time losing weight.
very interesting.
Like when a husband and wife come together,
Yeah.
like let's say they come every week together, she'll lose like 2 pounds a week and he'll lose like 4 or 5,
Oh wow.
and
Right.
he cheated and she didn't.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Okay, but now that totally makes sense what you answered. Yeah, very short and sweet answers, which is incredible.
To the point.
Some people will take every answer and talk about it for 3 4 minutes. I feel like somebody can listen to this. It's about a 30-minute podcast as of now, and They get so much information and knowledge.
We're
You have
to
a
the point.
meeting at 4, by the way?
Yeah, four no 4:10. It's fine.
4:10. Okay,
4:10.
so we have another few
Yeah.
minutes. Another major question that I have, because I'm just trying to think when people listen to this, the questions that they will have. Um, Obviously, you're probably busy and you're not taking on, I don't know, how does it work if somebody wants to work directly with you? And how does it work if they call you and they want to work with somebody else? How do they know that they can trust, or what's the system of how they're going to get set up with
Okay, very
somebody?
good question. So when you call the main number, you have an option to either work with me or work with one of the counselors. All the counselors follow my protocol,
Mm-hmm.
so they're all intensely, insanely trained. And I personally review every single plan that's made. Sometimes
Oh,
that's
wow.
close to 100 plans a week, but I review them all. I'm like a little OCD about this. I look
Oh,
at the
wow.
person's profile, I read their plan. Any questions that come up, go to me. Any issues, go to me.
Right.
But they're all amazing. Their clients do great.
Right. Um, how is it work? Is working with you more expensive? Are you still taking on now
Yes,
clients, or you
it
have your
is more
consistent?
expensive, and I have very limited spots.
Right.
If someone has like something very complicated or they want someone with the most experience, that would be me.
Yeah.
But otherwise, my staff is great. They really
Right.
are.
Right. It's beautiful that you've built up something so big.
Thank you.
Let's talk about a little bit inspiration for people that look up to you and respect you for this brand. I call it an empire that you built up, um, and they're trying to now start a business or get into something. How did you overcome the hardships and keep on going to the place where you are right now and still going strong?
So first of all, I don't recommend starting anything with the plan or the idea of I'm going to build an empire. Like, I
Oh,
mean,
wow.
it's nice, but like, it's not. I don't know how to say it. Like, if that's your plan, I don't know. You might get frustrated. You might. Your head is probably a little bit in the clouds. I'm sorry. Like, if that's what you're thinking, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like just give your all to every single client that you have, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like really truly care about each client in whatever industry you're in.
Yeah.
And when people feel cared about and taken care of, they
Yeah.
recommend you to others. Like 99.9% of our clients, even though we advertise, really come from word of mouth,
Right.
from referrals, from people being happy, whatever. And we have clients that, let's say, maybe they didn't even lose so much weight because they cheated, but they know we care about them and they'll recommend us. So, whatever industry you're in, just give your all, care about your clients. Don't have the goal of an empire in mind. If it happens, great. If you grow, grow. Don't grow too fast. Don't bite off more than you could chew.
Yeah.
Do things, slowly. There was one point where in 1 month we opened 3 locations.
Yeah.
Now, out of those three, only one worked out.
Oh, wow.
And I think that a big part of it was because they were all opened in the same month. It was too much. It was just too much.
Right. How do you handle it? Like, how do you handle stress, by the way? How do you handle 100 applications a week?
100 plans to review.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of things are on a schedule and on a system. Like I only
Are
review
you
plans.
very organized?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
I have to be. Like I only review plans on Tuesdays, right? That's the only time. And when I'm on a computer reviewing them, I get distracted by 1,000 things. So my staff prints it out for me and I give them my phone. I say, take my phone away.
And
And I sit there
wow.
with papers like a teacher,
Yeah.
grading a test, and that's how I review plans. Everything is on a schedule. There's certain things I only do on Mondays, certain things I only do on Wednesdays, like that. And the best advice I ever got, shout out to Saul Greenberger. If you're listening to this, my client, he told me once that he shut off his WhatsApp notifications. It was a game changer.
Yeah.
Okay. I
Mm-hmm.
don't have my WhatsApp notifications on, so I
Yeah.
don't get distracted.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. I totally agree, and I'm a very strong advocate for that. I shut my phone altogether at 7 o'clock every
That
night.
is very
That's
admirable. I mean, no, I shouldn't say I can't do that. I could.
Listen.
That's
I've been doing it for a year now. Ask me how many opportunities I lost out on.
probably zero.
Zero.
Because whoever really
Nothing.
wants you, right.
Exactly. So
But what about
nothing ever happened,
so
and
I'm
people
not
just
afraid of
respect it.
opportunities. I'm not afraid of losing out on opportunities. I'm not the one that
Yeah.
clients call to sign up. But my staff needs me. They have a question. I don't know. Like I want to catch up on things.
Right. So part of the business that I built, which is social media, is a real 9 to 5. Like after 5 o'clock, clients don't need anything. Even if they do, they can reach out to my team, like through WhatsApp. But but there's like nothing there's nothing important that has to happen for me
Right.
after 7 o'clock.
Right. No,
Like
that's
seven
great.
is already pushing it because it's
Right.
usually it's till 5, but after 7, like who's looking for me?
Okay. That's great.
For me, I just did it because I didn't have a choice. Like my life got so overwhelmed, and this whole idea of WhatsApp, it, Lipa Schmelzer compares it to like your dining room. It's like you wouldn't allow people to walk into your dining room, but you would allow them to walk into your WhatsApp,
Right.
send you a message,
Right.
and say, "Hey," and you probably got creepy messages already.
Right.
It's not fair. It's not
Right.
fair to yourself to
Right.
sit in your house 10:30 with your family
Right.
and get a message from a random
Right.
stranger like, "Hey, you're stupid,"
Right.
and whatever. Like, it's not
Or
fair.
the worst is anyone who knows me knows my pet peeve is never send me a question mark, especially not
I
4 question marks. If I didn't answer you, it's because I couldn't answer you. Don't send me
Exactly.
question marks.
Exactly.
Yeah,
People
no,
think that
no,
they're
no.
entitled to you, and WhatsApp
Yeah,
gave that
yeah.
it gave that friendliness, and it has the blue checks and things like people like
Right.
back off,
Right.
back
Boundaries.
off. Like,
Right.
yeah,
Boundaries. Yeah.
you would never do it in person, but on WhatsApp you feel all comfortable to go attacking me and
Right.
stuff like as if I'm working for you or whatever.
Right.
Like,
And even if you are working for them, right? Like every single client has my cell phone number, even clients I don't personally see.
oh
Like that
wow,
means thousands and thousands of people have my cell phone number. And I'm happy for that to be because they follow my status.
right,
They ask me questions, no problem. But if I don't answer you, don't send me a question mark, okay?
right.
It's like the one wrong thing you could do to me. Like don't send me
Hmm.
a question mark.
Why are there so many people that say like diets don't work, it's a scam, it's whatever? Like, and you've probably
Um
got that so many times.
just to go back for a second about how handling stress, I just want to answer that exercise is the best stress relief. Okay, just pointing that out.
Hmm.
Okay, I drive to Soul Cycle in Manhattan, 45 minutes each way at 6 in the morning twice a week. That's my therapy,
Wow.
and I really really recommend working out for stress relief.
Hmm.
um about what you just asked me, why do people say diets don't work?
Yeah.
Because it's easier to say that than to say I couldn't stick to it,
Right.
right? Like,
Ah.
let's say I told you that posting on social media doesn't work.
Yeah.
Let's say I told you that.
Right.
Oh, why should I hire someone to run my social media? It doesn't work.
Right.
You'd be like, it works.
Right.
You're just
Just
not.
not tried it. You're lazy, or yeah.
Right, right. Like, if someone is willing to put in the effort that it
Right.
takes to do it, it works.
Right. My next question is, what do you see long-term dieting versus short-term? Like, do you have a client that's with you already for 5 years and they come consistently to check in, just like they would go for a well visit? That's number one. Number two, how do you see people? What's the best way to maintain a diet after they came to you and they wanted to do a
Right.
quick fix? What's the best way to maintain, or do you teach people how to
Wait, what do
maintain?
you mean quick fix?
Let's say they have a goal, they want to lose 20 pounds.
Right.
They came to you, they lost the 20 pounds. Do you help them going forward?
Oh, nothing to do with a quick fix because we don't really do quick fix.
Okay. So
Right.
you create a lifestyle, or
Yes, yes. And in terms of maintenance, the people that are with us for years, we have people way more than 5 years, they don't need to come every week. They could come in once a month, once in 6 months,
and
right?
what are you assessing?
Just that they're keeping the weight off. We talk
Mm,
about, we strategize a lot,
right,
right? Like if someone tells me that lunch just doesn't happen, I'm not gonna be like, oh, okay. I'll say why. Let's figure it out,
right,
right?
yeah,
We strategize. We help them strategize. It's like a life coach and a nutritionist in one.
right. I understand. I think we covered a lot. I always say that if people have questions, they can leave comments or something like that. If there's enough questions, I think we can always do like a follow-up
Sure.
podcast on my end. But leave a comment. I know that you're very active, so there's a chance you would even answer their comment
As long as
personally.
you
The
don't send
question.
me a question mark. Just don't question mark me. Can I give the contact info?
Yes, sure.
Okay, so to call the office 844 Tanya Diet, which is 844-826-9234. To follow my WhatsApp status 917-913-1523. Just WhatsApp me and say I just want to follow your status 917-913-1523. Instagram is Nutrition by Tanya, website nutritionbytanya.com.
Right. Final question. How is it to be on Instagram and have so many, you have over 50,000 followers? Does that sometimes feel like a lot? Or do you just feel the power in it? Has it helped you grow your
Yeah, it
business?
definitely helped us tremendously. I mean, we have clients from everywhere, every country, every state. We work with people remotely, literally everywhere.
Hmm.
Um, I don't feel overwhelmed by it because I really don't log on too much. I'm
Hmm.
not the one that answers the
Right.
messages.
It's
Um,
impressive.
yeah, it's fun for me.
Right.
Instagram is fun.
Yeah.
I don't find it stressful.
Right. Very inspiring. And you also have a website, right? So
Mm-hmm.
people can find you there. Is there anything that we didn't discuss that you want to mention or
Mm,
share, or just any words of
we
inspiration?
recently launched online workshops. Like we have, you could become a personal trainer,
Oh, wow.
um, pregnancy and postpartum, an abs shredder, 21 days of 5 minute workouts for your abs, 14 days for your lower body, and emotional eating course. It's all online workshops by Tanya.com. So you could do it from the comfort of your home.
Impressive.
Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you so much.
Thank
That was
you.
truly inspiring.
Thank you.
I'm enlightened. I have a lot of things that I'm taking along. Some of the highlights were about that exercise doesn't make you lose weight,
Acai.
an acai, right? And that kishka is unhealthy but irresistible. So,
What's the eat half? How does it go?
FDH diet,
FDH. Fresh.
fresh the half.
Fresh.
That's something you just learned, I
I
guess.
love it. I love it.
All
But
right.
da is with a T. Oh, like
It's in
Hasidic
Yiddish.
style.
Yeah.
Fresh.
The
Fresh
fresh is a
the
Yiddish
half.
word.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it. I'm gonna give you acai bowls.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna
Okay.
taste it. All right, guys. Thank you so much for
Okay.
tuning in. We
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it. Please leave a comment, subscribe, and like. Keep in mind, Weber Media, a social media management company for all your needs, whether you want to create an Instagram presence or a LinkedIn presence. Um, you've seen it, it helped our guest and tremendously with her business, and it can help you with your business, whatever that is. Thank you, everybody, for being here, and thank you.